Hello, we're here with Voices Action and TexasGOPVote.com. And we're here with our former Treasurer of the United States, Mrs. Rosario Marin. Mrs. Marin, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Adryana. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you.
Mrs. Marin, I know that you have been a former U.S. Treasurer of the United States under President Bush, as well as you work in the state of California under two different governors. Can you tell me how important it has been for you as a Latino woman to have such important positions in this country?
Well, you know, quite frankly, it is a huge privilege. I have been very, very privileged to have those positions, both appointed positions. Both of them have been appointed positions, but I've also been an elected official. And serving is a calling. Public service is a calling for me. It's a privilege, but also has been an incredible responsibility. As a Latina, I have been the first Latina to do a number of things, and certainly the first immigrant to be Treasurer of the United States. So that's a great honor, but it's also a great responsibility, because everything that I do, people will judge not just me, but as a Latina, as a representative of the Latino community, all Latinos. So it has always been, for me, a great honor, but a huge responsibility.
Mrs. Marin, one of the things that people usually ask, certainly you came here to this country from Mexico as an immigrant, and I know that the story is in your book that we're going to talk a little bit later, but one of the questions that most people ask right now is, what does a person like you, who is a Republican Latino, thinks about the situation with illegal immigration in this country, and do you have any suggestions for Republicans about a plan that we can do to fix that problem?
Yeah. Well, clearly, as we are a nation of immigrants, I've been very privileged to have been one immigrant that realized more than the American dream. You know, in this country, you can achieve even unimaginable dreams, things that you would not have even imagined, as in my case. I'm sure when we were crossing the border, I never thought when I was 14 years old that I would become the Treasurer of the United States. Having said all of that, I think it's very important for us to deal with immigration, because it's been 24 years since the last time that we had immigration reform. We now have anywhere between 12 and 16 million people that are here illegally. And clearly there is not an easy answer, but an answer we must find. I believe that a lot of efforts have been tried, but none of them have been successful. So we need to stop doing the same thing that we have been trying to do for a number of years. We need to figure out a better way, and maybe certainly a different way, because what we've done before hasn't worked. So we need to figure out how, maybe what we need to do is do portions of immigration. And maybe we start with the young people that want to serve in the military. Maybe we get them to be legal. I know candidate Newt Gingrich, he had a plan that I believe was a very good plan, because he clearly said, we are not going to deport all these million people. We are not going to round 12 million people, or 14 or 16, or how many there are, and we're going to round them up. We're not going to do that. We can't do that. So, but maybe we start with this people, and then we start with this other group, and then this other group. And in his plan, in 5 years, we would have taken most of them and have them be here legally. You know, we need to fix our legal immigration system.
That's right. Now, you just mentioned Speaker Newt Gingrich, and I do understand that you are a supporter of Speaker Gingrich. Can you tell us briefly what are the main points why do you believe Speaker Gingrich is the right man to beat Barack Obama in the next election?
Well, obviously he has an incredible track record. When he was the Speaker of the House, he was able to do something unheard of as of now, which is to balance the budget. He did that for 4 years. He created, you know, through legislation, opportunities for a lot of people to be gainfully employed. They reformed welfare reform. He has a very good track record of ensuring that what his agenda, his plan was at that time, that it actually became law. That's very important. Nobody else has that record that he does. And what is important about that is he was able to work with both, with both the House and the Senate and with the president. He was able to not only secure the Republican votes that he needed to further his agenda, but he needed Democrat votes. So he was able to work it. He knows how to do that. He's incredibly smart, very, very articulate. And I believe that in a debate with Obama, he would just crush him. So there's, and then obviously from a Hispanic perspective, he has tremendous relationship with a lot of Latinos. And this is something that he's fostered for years. So this is not something that just happened last week.
I understand you've been married for 30 years and you are the proud parents of 3 children. And faith, family, and freedom are important for you. But I understand that you talk about your story in a book that you wrote and that you published. Can you give us the name of the book and just briefly what it's about it so the people can know a little bit more about this?
Well, the book is called Leading Between Two Worlds.
Leading Between Two Worlds.
Yes. And many people think that it is because I was born in Mexico and I came to the United States. And there is a play on words. When we decided what the title was going to be, was precisely, yes, there is that. Obviously, I was born in Mexico and came to the United States, and I've been a leader in both worlds. But it has to do more with the two worlds that we all live in. We live in the world, in my case, of course, many cases, of poverty and abundance. You know, I came from a very poor environment, and clearly as the Treasurer of the United States and coming to this great country, this is a country of abundance. I have a son with Down syndrome, so the world is also my world of people with disabilities, and also the world of intelligence. I have the world of fear and the world of courage. You know, fear when we come to this country with unknown things and with courage to deal with that. The world of sadness, there are many things that happen in my life where there are very, very sad things that happen. It's all in the book. And the world of sheer joy and happiness. But quite frankly, those are the worlds that all of us live in. And so that's leading between those worlds.
Leading Between Two Worlds. Now I know that you have come to Texas to be the keynote speaker of the Texas College Republican Convention, and we're looking forward to hear your speech. But briefly, can you tell us briefly 2 or 3 themes that you're going to touch during your speech?
Sure. You know, it's amazing, and coming every time I have the opportunity to speak to college students, it's something that it energizes me, and that is the future, and especially to college Republicans. I mean, that is really amazing. These are people that are really excited about not just being in college, but being Republicans, and work very, very hard to in volunteering for campaigns and trying to get their policy positions through and so forth. It's really energizing. So I'll be talking to them about that and the amazing country that we live in. And so maybe you can tape it and take some
Yes,
bits
we
of
are going to. One of the things, final thought, is you have a website, I believe, rosariomarin.com, and they can go there to find out more about your book, but they can order it through other avenues as well, right?
And you can, through Amazon.com.
Mrs. Marin, I would like to say that since I met you back in 2008 at the National Convention of the Republican National Convention in Minnesota, I was very impressed with you. It's an honor for me to consider you actually my friend as an immigrant who has taken the oath to become an American citizen. You are just a leading example to me. And what I want to say in behalf of Voices Action and Texas GOP Vote is voicesaction.org and TexasGOPVote.com. Muchas gracias, señora Marin.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Thank you.